Hey y'all, Donnie and Prossy here. Say hi, Prossy.
Hello.
I hadn't thought about what I was going to say. We wanted to talk to you about the school systems in Uganda. I know us here in America, we know the difference between a public school and a private school. A public school is free, but it's all in how you look at it. It's paid for by tax dollars, so it's not truly free. If you pay taxes, part of your taxes go to fund public schools, but there's no tuition to enroll in a public school. That's what we mean here by public school. That they don't charge you tuition to attend because it's funded by the public. The public pays taxes, and that funds the schools so that the public can attend those schools without having to pay tuition. On the other hand, there are private schools where that are not funded by the public that you pay tuition to go to. I went to a public school until the eighth grade, and then my parents took out a second mortgage on their house and sent me to a private Christian school in high school. But as I understand it, in Uganda, it's a little bit different. Even the public schools, you have to pay tuition to attend, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
so these schools receive federal money, right? Like they receive money from the government, and you still have to pay to attend the school, right?
Pay children's their food. They have to feed and some other basics that the school may need as to keep up.
So just to go to a public school, you have to
Yes.
have money, right?
Yes.
I found this to be the case in most countries in Africa. We were watching this documentary on Cameroon. And I think this clip demonstrates the desire of kids to go to school. They really want to go to school, and many of them have to work just to pay the tuition to go to school. I know
Yes.
here in this country we can't pay our kids to go to school, and over there they're actually working to pay to get to go to school. In fact, the first time I came to Uganda, I was out walking around and I saw this little stand where a lady was selling cokes and snacks and things like that, and she had this little girl, maybe 2 years old, sitting there on the step. And so I was talking to her, and she said she's just the mother's working as hard as she can because all she wants in this world is for her daughter to be able to go to school. That's all she wants. And so it's a lot different than here where you go to school. Everybody goes to school and nobody has to wonder if they have enough money to pay for it. So, but over in Africa and in those countries, the kids are willing to work full-time jobs just to get to go to school. So watch this clip and then we'll come back.
Going to school is expensive in Cameroon. Secondary school can cost several $100s. It's the reason why teenagers and youngsters invade the quarry on the weekends. The youngest are not allowed to dig, but what they do is equally grueling. Like convicts, the young break up rocks to make gravel.
Pourquoi tu casses des pierres?
Why are you doing this?
Payer ma scolarité.
To pay for school.
Non,
You know, I don't think a child should be breaking stones just to go to school.
un enfant doit casser les cailloux pour aller à l'école.
C'est important
Is
l'école pour
this
toi?
important for you, school?
Pour devenir une
Oh,
femme
yes, to be able to grow up like the others.
Et t'aimerais faire quoi toi?
What would you like to do when you're grown up? Become a doctor.
So how much does it cost to go to a public school for a child to go to a public school?
Public school for the beginning of the children, like coming from 4 years, it can be 55,000 at the least.
And how many for the whole year?
Just for 3 months.
For 3 months. So 55,000
Ugandan
shillings.
shillings.
55,000 Ugandan shillings is about, it's about $15. So about $15 would pay for a child's school for 3 months. $15 is not that hard for us to come by, but 55,000 shillings is harder to come by in Uganda, especially when you're poor to begin with. So Prossy's sister Anne in Uganda has a little bit of a kind of a ministry where she goes and gathers up these kids from the village that
Deep
some of
in the
them,
village.
they don't have the means to go to school, and she and some other people make sure that they get to school. You want to tell them about that?
Okay, basically they are single mothers. Others are orphans with just grandmothers, and they can't even afford a small coin even to feed, even they have no buildings where to stay. But when you find mothers, just some of them, the fathers left their mothers with children, and when mothers at times go to work for money, and they dump the children with grandparents to cater for them, and they don't have even money to begin the basic education where someone could begin at least to know how to write, how to read, the beginning of education. And then she goes, finds them, and then sees how to help in that basic needs, and then to get uniforms, books, pens, and then they take them to school with that little money, and at least they can get basic education as they could. It has been a while, but we feel like if you go in there, you feel your heart want really to help out those children. And some parents and children are crying, I want to go to school, can you also help me? And then like, I don't have enough, I cannot help. And then can you also take this one? And some people you find they have so many children, even some who are still young, who will give birth around 18 and they cannot even cater for them. And some girls, they think they'll be married off, as like some parents marry them off to have money from whoever marries them and help them out, and then end up having children. When these men find out they cannot help out, they get off and run away. And this is a girl who still also needs to be helped, and then cannot find her way to educate her children. And then that's how we find that so many children, many in the villages, but they cannot get. Others are even in town, but she goes deep in the village and then find those children to help out to have education.
And that's just to get a public school education you're talking about.
Education.
Public school education there is not at the standard that it is here. You're talking about just basically they learn to read and write.
Read and write. And
if they want like a real education, I mean, that's better than nothing. I think we would all agree it'd be better that they learn how to read and write than not learn anything. But you have to go to a private school to get like a real quality, kind of fully orbed education.
Yes.
Well, there's one child that we're helping to send to a private school, which is quite a bit more than the tuition for public schools, but it's not really that much. What is it for 3 months at Julian's
Wow, for
school?
3 months now he's going to finish his primary education. They're asking for almost $1 million. Ugandan million shillings. That's
But
private.
$1 million Ugandan shillings is about $250. So, see, it sounds like a lot when she says it, but it doesn't sound quite as extravagant when I say it. That's $250 for 3 months, but that's more advanced than what we're talking about. What Ann mostly does is just works with kids who can only get, like for now, a public education. Right?
Public education,
Yeah.
yes.
And these are kids, like you said, that are being raised by their grandparents.
Grandparents and single mothers.
And single mothers. So that's really, I kind of feel like it's better to help maybe like 10 kids get a small education than to help one kid get a
Private.
great education. You can help more people that way. But so anyway, all that to say, if y'all want to help out, we help out when we can.
And imagine that school is beginning of February. That's the beginning of.
Their school year runs different from ours too. So if y'all want to help out, you want to send contributions. Ann always sends showing a thing where the money went and everything. So everything's on the up and up. And plus she's family. So if you trust me, you ought to trust her. So, but I've seen her do the work. We actually brought a bunch of toys over there for the kids for Christmas and stuff. So yeah, it's just if y'all want to help out, we do it, and or you don't have to do it through us. You can find some other mode to do it through. But we already have like some connections with it. So if y'all wanted to send us a contribution, we'd forward it on. All of it, we'd forward it all to Ann. So I mean, $15. Yeah,
Child.
would pay for one child for school for about 3 months.
Sometimes we buy them shoes, and then they go to school with books.
Yeah, if you want to send more than 15, that'd be fine. But like $15 is you can say to yourself, I've provided school for one child for 3 months. So we'll leave the information down at the bottom there, and. Yeah, we just wanted to share that. Like I said, we do it. If y'all want to help, you can help.
You'll be welcome.
We enjoy doing it, but it would make Prossy happy.
Yes, whatever little money I could get, then I could subtract. Yeah. When I'm going to buy meat, I'm like, I want let me eat beans. Then someone goes to school. Mm-hmm. Yeah. When someone is happy, it makes me happy.
And this is kind of a family thing that y'all do over there. Oh, she has how many sisters?
Three sisters that do it.
They all just kind of do it on their own, and so if y'all wanted to help out, that would be fine, and they'd be extremely grateful, and I know the kids would too. So thank y'all for listening, and God bless.
Bless you too.